Hey guys, Sean Studio is finally back again. It's Alex.
And it's me, Noah.
And we are here with a Running the Ropes. Haven't done one of these in a while. We've just been super busy. Fuck the holiday, man.
Oh, God. Finally over.
Yeah. Hope you guys had a good Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever.
And have a Happy New Year when that rolls around.
Fuck that. Yeah, you get the Happy Holidays and get the Happy New Year.
Oh, alright, fair enough for me.
Okay. We're here back again. We're going to be talking about just about everything. WWE, TNA, ROH, PWG, New Japan, whatever floats our boat. Well, let's start off with WWE. It's getting that time of the year. It's almost Mania season, and, well, I'm a little bit excited going into the new year for WWE because there is some potential going forward. Let's start with the big story, which is that Daniel Bryan is finally back, and he will be in the 2015 Royal Rumble, which is awesome, and basically that makes him my odds-on favorite.
Yeah, that piques my interest. That makes me more interested in WWE because I had pretty much fallen off completely.
Yeah.
Having him back is so awesome. It's been way too long.
Yeah. But him being back definitely sparks my interest, and it's just my thing is like, you have the potential. You can do Daniel Bryan versus the Beast Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and in my opinion, that's your best match to go for right now. Like, that is a match that has so much money potential into it. And, I mean, hell, Daniel Bryan's made himself famous last year for being the guy who beat the odds.
Right, and I think that this is a perfect opportunity to put Bryan in the main event again. I mean, I know some people wouldn't want to see maybe Bryan in the main event again.
Those people are WWE main office.
Basically.
But
putting him in that match, I know there's a lot of people that might think that it'd be hard to believe that Lesnar couldn't just dominate Bryan, but I've seen Bryan in matches with big guys, stronger guys, and he has a way of making these things look believable, and I think it'd be an amazing match.
We're thinking of the same guy, aren't we?
I believe so.
Morishima. Yeah. That's what I tell people, like, every time I have several friends that don't watch independent wrestling, and I tell them, like, I'm like, yeah, Bryan should be in a match with Brock Lesnar. Like, really? Think he'd be able to do it? Like, dude, he's been in a match with a guy named Morishima who legitimately detached his retina, and Bryan kept fighting.
Broke his orbital bone.
Yeah, Bryan can take on Lesnar. Maybe not, like, in a realistic fight, but, like, Bryan can make the match work.
Yeah, he can make it look very much believable.
Yeah. So, I have no question that Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar would be an amazing match. And, I mean, hell, Bryan is the ultimate underdog. And Lesnar is the beast, this unstoppable juggernaut. I mean, what more can you want out of a match? I mean, the fans would be eating into everything Daniel Bryan does. Plus, Paul Heyman and Daniel Bryan cutting a promo against each other. That would be awesome.
It's a dream right there.
It's too good to pass up. So yeah, that's definitely something that's piquing my interest. Obviously, another one that favorites going into the Rumble, mainly because WWE Creative wants it to be a favorite, is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns made his big return not too long ago after being on hiatus for a while with a hernia, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So he missed like 3 months, which was a bad thing because, well, I don't think Roman Reigns is ready to be in the main event at WrestleMania. I don't think he's ready physically or really in a character-wise. I don't think he has it in him right now to be in this big of a spotlight.
I feel like, you know, he's good. We've said that before. He's good. He's got a lot of potential.
Absolutely.
I like his confidence on the mic. But there's something about him that I still feel like the other two guys left the Shield and are on their own, but I still feel like Reigns is still like the old Shield guy, like the guy who was left behind.
Yeah, Reigns very much feels like the same character he was in the Shield, which isn't a bad character, but it's the same music, the same attire. It's like, well, you know, you really haven't evolved much. Seth Rollins has quickly become one of the top heels in the company. We'll get to him in a minute. And I mean, Dean Ambrose is the most probably the second biggest star in the company right now, based purely on fan reaction.
And yeah, and it looks like he's going to stay at that level for
absolutely.
Time.
But Roman Reigns, I just feel like he hasn't quite found his voice yet.
And it's hard when you're hurt, when you're gone.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I can't blame him, but with his absence, people stepped up into that spot.
Mainly Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Not Roman Reigns, Ambrose.
Yes.
Sorry, Jesus. Those two guys really stepped up into play and said, like, hey, we're going to be the breakout stars this year. And Roman Reigns was nowhere to be found, and that's kind of a shame. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that, like, immediately after the Shield breakup, they had an idea. Ambrose Rollins, that's going to be a big feud. With Reigns, it was like, well, let's just put him in the WWE title picture. Like, well, that was kind of a mistake, I feel like, because it's like he really didn't develop into the title picture. Just like, oh, I'm just going to be put in the title picture, almost felt like.
Right, and it didn't feel like when they put the other two in that feud against each other, it was a good segue from the Shield.
Yeah.
You know? It felt like Reigns was almost just like not part of that. And it was such a big part of the Shield that it left him almost like he had unfinished business.
Yeah.
And I still feel that.
And like, no, I understand like I think the kind of the mentality with WWE was like, oh well, he wants to get back at Evolution by becoming WWE champion. It's like, well, if that's the case, you should have made that more clear in your your promos. You got to convey that, because like we were watching regularly at that point, and I'm just like, oh well, why is he going after the ring? Oh, okay, he just wants to be the champion. Okay, it's like I didn't understand why.
Yeah, because especially since Reigns was the one that got turned on.
Like he was the one that was hit first. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, we do like Roman Reigns, but here's my opinion, and this is my 2 cents. You could do it this year where you have Seth Rollins cash in, win the championship, and then have Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins all main event Mania, but I think it'd be better to wait till next year. Let guys get a little bit more polished, get them more ready. And I say next year you have it be Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins in the main event at WrestleMania for the title. Some way, somehow, you get those 3 guys in the main event at WrestleMania. It'd be a great match. It'd be, you could build it up for weeks and months, have some great video packages, have some great documentaries or whatever about the fact that these are the Shield brethren, and they're going to compete in their very first main event at WrestleMania for the belt. And like it could be a really big deal. I think that's
that idea. I like the idea because it's not rushed.
No, yeah.
It might be hard to stretch it out one more year, but it'd be too. You can't do it this year. It'd be too much at once. Yeah. But I think that if you stretch it out till Mania, like you're saying, and they had that match, then after that match, because there would be so much closure that you would be able to put them back together as a team if you wanted to, because all the loose ends could be tied up in WrestleMania.
Almost like they beat respect back into each other. Like they found out, like, we're still the best. And also, like, you can really draw a parallel to like how like these guys' career are so intertwined. Like they all won gold in the WWE, they're a pay-per-view together. Like, they all won titles that night. And, like, how about, like, they made event WrestleMania together. Like, you make a parallel of how, like, their careers are just so intertwined. Like, they're always going to come back around and feud each other.
And then you always have that something you can come back to.
Yeah.
Later down the line.
And, like, I think it's one thing, like, Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit did with that was, like, when WrestleMania 20, it was Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero in the middle of the ring. Like, they were both the champions at the same time. And it was, like, you bring up the great deal, like, they came into the WWE together. It's like this is a big moment for them. It's like,
and those are basically manufactured moments, but they're big moments in their work.
And fans remember them. Like WrestleMania 20, the ending of that's one of some fans' favorite moment of all time. Is that moment of those 2 guys standing in the ring together, the top of the world.
And that's the thing. Great thing about wrestling is you can make those things happen.
Well, even more recent one, John Cena, Batista. They both won their first world title at the same WrestleMania. It was kind of like the passing of the guard. And they kind of brought it back in at the same time. It's like you keeping these people connected is a great way to build up a feud and like draw them back. It's like, hey, we broke in at the same time, we main event at the same time. We're gonna see who's the better one. It's storyline 101. It's great. Anyway, so that's one thing. Another thing going on right now with Seth Rollins is becoming quickly the biggest heel in the company. He's doing great. Last night on Raw, well, whenever I put this video offline, on the last Raw before the end of the year, Seth Rollins was on the cutting edge with Edge and Christian, and he was going to basically curb stomp Edge, cripple him for life, and blah, blah, blah. And he ordered John Cena, bring back the Authority, or I'm going to end this, I'm going to put him in this man in a wheelchair. He'll, and like a very, very good promo. A promo that would make Jimmy Jacobs proud. For those of you who don't know, Seth Rollins was in the Age of the Fall with Jimmy Jacobs on ROH days. Look it up, kids. It's great. Anyway, and it was like a amazing heel promo where Seth Rollins just looked like the most sadistic, evil son of a bitch in the world because he's literally willing to cripple a man to get what he wants. And it was awesome. And so, yeah, the Authority is now back. Again, I feel like they kind of rushed this, but it's kind of good because you get them back in time for Mania build-up, and obviously this is going to lead into Sting Triple H. So, it works.
I didn't see what happened on Raw. I haven't really been watching Raw at all lately.
Yeah, much.
But from what it sounds like it was a good segment. It was done for what they wanted to do. They did it effectively. To me, I don't want to see the Authority back. It's kind of frustrating because it was nice to see them go, and then when you saw what replaced them, you're like, oh, they didn't have anything.
No, they really did not have an idea of what to do afterwards.
And so now they bring them back, and I don't think you necessarily had to bring them back to build up a feud with Sting and Triple H or anybody else, honestly. It just feels like they're going back to what they already know. It doesn't feel like it's anything different, and that's something that is kind of annoying.
Okay, fair enough. I understand that, and yeah, it is kind of like wow, just a month ago, you know, they were gone and now they're back. It's like wow, way to really flesh out that storyline. But at the same time, I can appreciate them being creative in the way they did it.
Right.
They did it in a way that where Seth Rollins looks like the villain. Like Seth Rollins is the one that gets the heat because he was the one that got John Cena to bring him back. You know, I had an idea if this was a potential idea, where Seth Rollins won the title at the Royal Rumble by cashing in Money in the Bank, and then he has a match with John Cena. Like, well, Cena, I'll tell you what, I will defend my belt against you if you put in the stipulation that if I win, you bring back the Authority. That way, you have a big match where John Cena has to win, otherwise the Authority comes back, and that again, they could have put some extra heat on Seth Rollins for winning or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that could have been one way. I think this way's a little bit better because it just makes Seth Rollins look like the mastermind. He's smart. He's able to outsmart people. So that's just my opinion. Yes, it is kind of stupid to bring back the Authority because, well, great, we get another heels in charge again.
And that's what it seems like we're gonna keep getting. We're either gonna get, even when the Authority's gone, we're gonna keep getting heels in Authority roles or guest hosts.
That let the heels get their comeuppance, and it's like, okay.
It just seems really lazy, and there's so much you could do. You don't need an Authority figure to be an instigator, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that WWE almost thinks is absolutely necessary.
I think they feel like the audience needs a person who makes the matches. It's
right. Like we wouldn't understand.
Like, oh, why are these guys having a match now? And it's like, no, we need someone to tell us. Oh, these guys are gonna have a match now, and it's like, yeah. I feel like it's lazy writing.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm not completely opposed to it. I think what they do with Nigel and ROH is fine.
Yeah. You
don't need a guy who's constantly interjecting, someone who's over the top heelish. It's just kind of ridiculous to believe. Whose boss is like trying to get you every day, just like everything you do, they're trying to make your life worse.
Yeah. Well, let's go 3 for 3. Let's go with the other Shield member, Ambrose, which he's in a feud with Bray Wyatt, which is going fucking nowhere because Dean Ambrose keeps losing, which baffles my mind. And I think someone put out a statistic that Ambrose has lost 45 single matches since the Shield breakup.
Wow.
By disqualification or other means, whatever. And it's just like, what the fuck is WWE trying? Are they trying to make him look bad? That listen, I'm all for a guy not getting a win every time. And that way, when he wins the big one, it's a big deal. But he actually needs to win the fucking big one eventually.
Right.
They did a great job with Sami Zayn down in NXT, where on the three NXT specials before the final, where he was competing for the NXT title, he had never won a big match on those shows. He'd come close and he got screwed over once or twice, but he never won. But guess what? On weekly television, he was still fucking winning matches. Mm-hmm. He just couldn't win the big one. Ambrose can't win a fucking match ever.
And I don't think that should be Ambrose's gimmick, where he can't win the big one. To me, he should be the guy that maybe someone overlooks him. He's not the biggest, but when he comes out, he's throwing bombs and it's like a puncher's chance. If Ali got in the ring and got caught by somebody, then the next time they're more prepared for him. Yeah. I feel like he's the guy who should be winning the first match.
Well, and the thing is, they don't mention that on commentary. They don't mention that he's not won matches. He's just crazy.
Right.
They don't even bring it up. And like, let me bring up like an idea. Let me point out how stupid this is. My girlfriend, who does not watch wrestling on a regular basis, I point out to her, like, yeah, he doesn't win matches, like, blah, blah, he has won this match, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, that's just stupid, he's good. My girlfriend, who's watched wrestling for a total of, like, 3 months, knows more about wrestling than WWE does, apparently. Can point out, yeah, that guy's good, he's really popular. Why wouldn't they put him over?
And, like, why are they trying so hard to protect people? This is something they always do, though. I ask this question a lot, but, like, guys can lose. Guys can lose matches. Faces can lose matches. Heels can lose matches. Wyatt can lose a match to Ambrose. Like, why does it have to be
Bray Wyatt can lose to John Cena, Chris Jericho, and all these other random nobodies. But, oh, now we want to put him in a match with Taker, possibly.
John Cena's a random nobody. Chris Jericho.
Well, you know, Chris Jericho and Cena are like other ones, like a couple of the random nobodies, you know. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Don't put words in my mouth.
No,
anyway, but like now that like, oh, well, now we gotta protect Bray Wyatt. We should be putting him in. We gotta make him look good for Taker, possibly, if that match happens. It's like, well, you know, you can't just. This is why you guys gotta plan shit out. You can't just decide, oh, now we need to make him look good.
And it doesn't make the way that the last match between the two finished. Well, I guess I don't know if there was one on Raw after. But the TLC match.
It was like a street fight or some shit. I can't remember how it was, but like Bray Wyatt won.
But at the pay-per-view, that finish didn't help anybody. Didn't help Wyatt look good because he didn't do it. Like he didn't set up the spot. Like I'm gonna outsmart him and make him do this. Ambrose just went and got the TV, and then it blew up in his face. To me, it was like the Sting braining himself on a chair spot. It felt hollow. There was nothing satisfying about that. Yeah.
Well, like I said, we'll talk more about that when we get to our TLC review eventually. But yeah, Ambrose really. I'm hoping that Mania season will give him something to do and something to sink his teeth into, and like he'll actually do good because he's a great worker and like the fans love him.
Right. I don't know where because if they're gonna put Wyatt with Taker, they're gonna have to wrap things up here quickly.
Or some. I don't know.
So
we'll see.
Ambrose hasn't gotten his redemption from
Rollins.
He's not going to get it from Wyatt.
Probably not.
And he's going to have a month to piece together enough of a feud to have a big match at WrestleMania.
WWE booking, everyone. Speaking of WWE booking, we got Ziggler looking good as Intercontinental Champion, which is nice.
Awesome.
I'm liking that. He is a guy that they're rumored that maybe they'd want him to win the Rumble if Reigns isn't ready enough. But
that'd be cool.
I'd be cool with that. Nice.
I think that Lesnar would beat the living shit out of him.
Ziggler would be bumming like crazy, man.
Oh my god.
I actually would like to see that match. Not that mentioned like that.
That'd be good. I think that Ziggler has a tendency to not do enough offense. Like he almost lets guys take over too much. So I think that he'd have to get more in than usual. But yeah, that has potential to be over.
Rusev's still looking good in his, right now.
Are they thinking Cena Rusev still? Or
I'm thinking Cena Rusev. Like they're doing Ryback versus Rusev. Looks like
where
either Rumble or the pay-per-view before Mania, which is like okay. I don't know. We'll see what Rusev... But, like, I would not mind seeing Rusev versus Cena because it would actually be nice to see Cena working with someone who really, I think, actually could benefit from a feud with Cena. Like, Bray Wyatt, I don't think needed the Cena feud. I think Rusev could use a Cena feud to kind of, like... To make, like, even if he doesn't beat against Cena at Mania or whatever, which he's not going to. But, like, if he needs to get a win over Cena. And I think him getting a win over Cena would help him a lot because that would prove, like, hey, yeah, this guy... really is the real deal, and like really is a good wrestler and a competitive dude.
And yeah, those guys could have a decent match, I'm sure. I think that for a certain segment of the audience, it'll really be like a throwback match, almost like an '80s style match,
But let's be honest here. We all know who really should be feuding with Rusev going to Mania. Kurt freaking Angle.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If Rusev was cutting an anti-American promo and Kurt Angle's music hit, everyone would lose their shit, man.
Except, like, the part of the audience that have no idea who he is.
Everyone knows.
Like the young, like the new kids.
Whatever. I think people know who Kurt Angle are.
I hope so. They better.
It's Kurt freaking Angle, man. The only Olympic gold medalist ever in professional wrestling.
I thought... Oh, no.
But anyway. Luke Harper is looking good. I love Luke Harper, man. Fucking great worker. Don't don't. No, I hope they don't go in this Eric Rowan feud. Eric Rowan is not good.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He is not good.
Good at all.
Yeah, WWE might want to just hold off on that push for a while. The Ascension.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do with it.
No, you can't. He's not good. The Ascension made their debut on Raw and just destroyed Mizdow. And
are they with Wyatt or was that something?
No, they're like the New Age Legion of Doom. They're just these two big dudes. They're gonna win squad matches. I would like them to be with Wyatt. I think that would be a great idea. Is putting Bray Wyatt with the Ascension.
Right.
And like I always thought Bray Wyatt's character should now that he set free Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, like his character should be like a guy who takes in like lost souls and gives them purpose in their life.
Right, and sends them out into the world.
Yeah. So like I would almost like it like the Ascension, just these guys that just go crazy and just destroy people, and then like Bray Wyatt takes them under his wing and gives them guidance and like tells them like, hey, focus your destruction this way. I would like that a lot. I think it'd be a great storyline, and I think it would give Wyatt's character some influence. And hey, there's someone walking in the door, so please shut the fuck up back there. Anyway, this is why we need an on-air light, folks.
Right.
We're doing it live. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Oh man. Oh god. Oh, we ruined everything. Yeah, you're sorry. Shut the fuck up. Oh boy. Anyway, before we're so rudely interrupted, man, high quality production here.
Really?
I was actually.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't. Lost my train of thought now. Oh, well, okay. Let's talk about the Vince McMahon Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast.
Oh yeah, I should have sat down and watched this. A lot of it's secondhand.
You can still watch on the WWE Network.
Wow.
They should plug WWE. Anyway, Vince McMahon making a few ignorant comments. One, including the fact that he says Cesaro does not connect with the audience. Which is like, well, did you watch fucking WrestleMania, your own goddamn show, where he was the second biggest pop of the night when he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
I don't understand where he gets that. I mean, he connects with any audience.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about the television audience because every show I've watched or attended, the people in the audience care about his match.
We the people?
We the people. Yeah, really. He's the only one that made those tag matches worth watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Swagger was not over until he started teaming with Cesaro, and then that We the People chant got over. Okay? Yeah, that was one of his ignorant statements. Another one was that his idea that the WWE locker room nowadays lacks the ambition to reach for the brass ring. I don't even know where to begin with that statement. Because, newsflash, Vince, plenty of your wrestlers, now a lot of people think like, well, maybe this was him like trying to motivate the crowd. Like, no, it's not like he was trying to bury his own guys. Mm-hmm. And, it was his idea. I think maybe in a way he was trying to motivate them, but the same way he said it in the most negative way possible. Plenty of guys in WWE have tried to reach for the brass ring. Most recently, I would say, Zack Ryder tried and failed to reach for the brass ring. You know why he failed? Because he got over by himself without the WWE's permission.
Basically, I mean, your best example would be Bryan.
Bryan, absolutely.
It took he was more over than anyone's been since freaking Austin, and he had to fight, and the crowd had to fight to see him.
Yeah. Let me point out, you want to know how you can tell that Bryan was like over and they didn't want him to be over? That championship ceremony thing. Remember that whole bullshit where all the champions were in the ring? They had Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, CM Punk, all these great legends of wrestling in the ring. And they're talking, and the fans are chanting for Daniel Bryan the whole time.
Right. They didn't rotate between people. It was only him.
Yeah. And they were trying to ignore it. They did not want Daniel Bryan to succeed. They basically had to because, well,
they did.
Fuck it.
And it's been like that since he got there. Michael Cole trashed him for a year straight.
God, I hated those days.
So we know they don't want certain guys to succeed. They don't want certain guys to reach for this brass ring.
No.
And Punk has said he said it in the pipe bomb that they're completely imaginary anyway. There's no reason to reach for Vince's because they don't exist.
No. Vince wants his guys to reach for the brass ring. He doesn't want everyone. He wants to select a few that he likes.
That's the thing. He wants to pick the guy and the brass ring that he reaches for. He wants everything his way.
And again, this just goes back to, like, you know, I hate to defend Triple H because I don't really like the guy, but he does have a good mind for the business. It's evident with NXT. It's evident with the fact that NXT aired on Thursday, a few weeks back, and TLC aired on Sunday. NXT was miles above TLC.
Oh, man.
It looked like a fucking WrestleMania compared to a WWE house show in talent-wise. Guys got over. Guys went out there and delivered big matches. The women's had the second best match of the night. When has it happened in WWE recently? When? Besides NXT.
Another NXT show.
Okay. Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville went out there. Two guys that look like the indie nobodies or whatever. They're not typical WWE guys. They went out there and had one of the best matches in the whole fucking year. They went out there and sold the show. They made themselves the biggest stars in the company. Triple H knows exactly how much direction to give someone, but at the same time knows, hey, these guys are their own wrestlers. These guys are their own stars. They need to make decisions about how they go about things certain ways.
And I think if you compare Triple H and Vince, because like you said, I don't really care for the guy. For me, I think Triple H is smarter when it comes to the wrestling business. He knows what a good product looks like. I do think that we all have seen evidence that he's got his own ego and he wants himself to look good and the guys he likes to look good, but he understands what a good wrestling show is and how to bill it. Whereas I don't think Vince knows that. Vince knows how to make money.
Yes, absolutely.
But I don't think he really knows what a good wrestling show is.
Vince, I think, tries to make his shows entertainment. He doesn't want it to be wrestling. He wants it to be entertainment. And
he wants it to be a variety show, almost like the Muppets.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it is a lot like the Muppets.
So are the commentators the two old guys in the stands commentating the whole time?
Basically.
Okay.
But think about it.
Not funny.
I mean, you have the show, the Muppets, the show, and then they have the behind the scenes where they're talking about the show. You know, it's just like the way that the wrestling WWE is laid out in their shows. Yeah. And
actually, to be more accurate, probably the two old guys in the stands would probably be the internet just bitching.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. High five that shit. There you go. So I want to see an artist depiction of us as the Muppets dudes. Moving on. Yeah, and also I think one thing that helps Triple H a lot is that he's a wrestler. He knows like what wrestlers think, like how people react in the locker room, and I think he knows like, hey, listen, you know, you need to let guys just go out there and be themselves and try to get themselves over. You can't make a guy get over. You need to let them guys go out there and try to get over, being them. You know, I mean. Kevin Owens, the debut and Kevin Steen showed up and was instantly over. They didn't have him have some stupid gimmick that when he went out there and was himself. He was Kevin Steen. And he got super fucking over. And that's just it. Like that's you can't make a guy get over. You have to let them get over by being themselves.
And you can't be afraid of a guy getting over. You can't be afraid of bringing in a guy like Kevin Steen.
Yeah.
And knowing that he's got a following and just rolling with it. Like, don't be afraid. Don't change people from their gimmick in NXT to the main roster. Like, have confidence in those guys.
There's a rumor that they want to change Adrian Neville's gimmick to give him some kind of like Mighty Mouse gimmick, like where he does like crazy feats of strength or some bullshit. It's like, what's wrong with this fucking gimmick? Where he's just a high-flying, awesome action hero, basically.
Right. His feats of strength can be like suplexes and shit.
Like you know, like it's like no, he doesn't need a gimmick. Gimmicks, in my opinion, are kind of a dead thing. Gimmicks work when it's Bray Wyatt, like where they're not really. They're just character traits. Like this guy's a little bit of a character. Mainly, like you give a gimmick to a guy who needs protection, like who's not very good in the ring. So like we kind of give him a gimmick to kind of like work with him and like give him something. Like
I like to compare it to comedy, like. Larry the Cable Guy is a gimmick.
Yes.
You know, but how many comics are not gimmicks? They're just kind of themselves. Yeah, they have their own act, their own shtick. It's not really a gimmick.
Yeah. Gimmicks are meant.
But when you put them in there every once in a while, it's nice. But
when everyone has a gimmick, it's not. It's
no. Yeah. When everybody's got a gimmick, nobody's got. And
also, in a way, you give a gimmick to a guy like. Dean Ambrose doesn't really have a gimmick. He's just himself. He's a crazy guy. Okay? You give a gimmick to a guy who needs, listen, you as yourself isn't really working. You need some kind of hook, some kind of edge to get yourself connected with the audience. So you give a guy a gimmick, you know? And that's what I think it works as a gimmick. Is like, you give it to a guy who kind of needs some way of, like, connecting with the audience because, like, him sitting himself, like, well, it's just not really working, you know?
And sometimes it doesn't have to be given to him. A lot of times it's like, what is something that you want to take on and sink your teeth into?
Like, you know, like Kurt Angle as the American hero, and, like, it was a great gimmick, and it worked. CM Punk as, like, the straight-edge savior was like, it was himself, but it was more of an extenuated personality of himself. Mm-hmm. You know, a character trait or a gimmick is supposed to highlight what's good about this person and make that the focal point.
Right.
You know, like Stone Cold being the beer-swigging redneck badass.
Now, I think that Neville will probably... I don't think he necessarily needs some, like, outlandish gimmick, but I think he's going to have to do some polishing and adjusting to get himself where he's main event guy. That's,
oh, absolutely.
You know, because in ring he's amazing, but his character does need work.
Yeah, it doesn't really have much of a character. I agree, but you put him in the ring, he'll get over. I think. Okay, well, I think anything else to touch on with WWE? A lot of going on there.
Yeah, I hope we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, if we did, fuck it, who cares? Probably not important. Oh, Kevin Nash got arrested on Christmas Day. How about that? Or Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Kevin Nash. Merry Christmas. Have a better New Year.
Right.
Okay. Well, TNA has found a new hope on Destination America. We don't care.
No idea where that is.
No idea where it is. Probably not going to watch TNA. Kurt Angle re-signed. Sorry, Kurt. You know,
kind of a bummer. I kind of want... I mean, I always want to see him come back, but to WWE, but he's just not healthy, I don't think.
No. Or New Japan.
New Japan would be amazing, yeah.
I
don't think he could take those neck bones.
No. He doesn't have a neck. He fit right in Japan. He doesn't have a neck.
Yeah.
And their debut will have the Wolves versus the Hardys and Brood versus Bobby Lashley for the title. It's kind of cool. Okay. ROH is coming up pretty soon. They're going to be making their 2015 debut pretty soon with a new guy in the roster, Alberto Del Rio, or Alberto El Patron. Yeah. They got him snagged up. And like Trump went out, like, that may be the biggest guy they've ever gotten signed to their company. Because think about it, when was the last time they ever had a former WWE champion signed to their roster? Or, like, working for them? I don't think it's ever happened before.
Oh.
Like, no one's ever gone back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, they got him some good matches. They got him against Christopher Daniels in his debut, which is awesome. We're going to see him versus ACH live.
Cannot wait for that.
Too sweet. Let me hang him, thank you. And him versus Roderick Strong, because everyone faces Roderick Strong.
Right, Mr. ROH.
Yeah.
You gotta pay your dues.
I'm looking forward to this because I think El Patron, or Alberto, I've always said, he's a good worker. His character is what sucked. And they didn't know what the fuck to do with him.
Right. That's exactly it.
He's a great worker, absolutely. He actually won the AAA, I think it was the AAA title recently.
Yep.
Making him the only guy to ever win the CMLL AAA title and the WWE title, which is a very cool accomplishment. Don't see him adding the ROH title anytime soon.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't really want him to, but
no,
I wouldn't be against him in like a main event.
I would love to see him versus Jay Briscoe. That'd be great. I don't want to see him win the belt though.
Mm-hmm.
Or how about him versus AJ? That'd be a great match.
That would be.
What if with this? Imagine this: AJ Styles is ROH champion, former IWGP champion, taking on Alberto El Patron, the AAA champion, in a match.
I don't think either guy would be allowed to get pinned, though.
Yeah, I know, but it'd be fucking awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would love to see a AAA championship match.
That would be great.
Maybe Mania weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In Las Vegas.
Yeah, it isn't. No. It's in. That's the anniversary. Yeah, that's the anniversary show. That'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah, it would.
There's a lot of other matches coming up pretty soon. One that was just announced for the Philly show, which is gonna be in the arena, I think, which is kind of cool.
Finally.
Yeah, finally going back. Will be the Young Bucks and AJ Styles, aka the Bullet Club, taking on ACH, Matt Sydal, and Cedric Alexander. Expect a lot of high spots in that one, and probably a melted driver.
Maybe a few high spots, yeah.
One or two, maybe a super kick,
Possibly.
Super kick for the finish, you can only use one in the match. So ROH is looking pretty good. There's not much to talk about with ROH. They just they're fucking great. I mean, I wish they were doing some stuff better, like with Elgin, but we're just looking good.
Yeah, their undercard needs some
tweaking. Yeah, but all in all, pretty solid product right now. Let's talk about New Japan, man. New Japan Wrestle Kingdom is coming.
Oh,
very soon.
It's the big one here.
It's a stacked fucking card. Should we kind of run down this card?
Yeah, we can run it down.
All right, let's run it down.
First, though, let's mention, because I think I'm most excited about JR doing the commentary.
JR!
Let's talk about
the good old JR doing New Japan commentary with Matt Striker, which
you know, when he had one freaking awesome year, you know, then he got like too full of himself, and
yeah.
So let's just keep it cool, Matt. Let JR take this one.
JR seems very excited about doing commentary. He can do that live. That's awesome. I'm super excited for that, man. That's great. This Jeff Jarrett bringing this to North America. That's awesome. Jeff Jarrett even said on Twitter that they want to bring New Japan shows to America live.
I would love that.
Jarrett, I've said a lot of bad things about Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett, if you do that, I will literally suck your dick, sir. I mean it with every fiber of my being. You are fucking awesome, Jarrett.
It's on the table.
Jeff Jarrett's cool in my book now. He's redeemed himself.
Yep.
Still waiting for this global force wrestling thing to do something with, but we'll.
It sounds like it's going to be a combination of things.
Whatever.
But whatever he's working on, I'm down.
He's doing pretty good right now.
Right. And at first I was worried that he was going to be like one of those startup, take a bunch of talent from somewhere else. But he wants to like work with the business, and I'm cool with that. I like that.
Yeah, I like that he's like kind of partner with everyone.
Right.
Just make some friends and allies. That's smart. All right. Well, anyway, let's run down Wrestle Kingdom. I think this is Wrestle Kingdom 9.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the main event is a fucking match for the ages. I mean, you can't get anything.
You know it's gonna be good. Like,
Hiroshi Tanahashi defending the IWGP title against Kazuchika Okada. What can you say? This is like their sixth match, I think, together.
And they've never had a bad one?
The worst one I've seen, I heard about one was like 4 stars according to our friend Justin. Rest in peace. Oh no, he's back now. He's alive. Okay.
Yeah. He's back from the dead.
I'm trying to keep kayfabe, you know, whatever. And it was like 4 stars, but like the worst one I ever saw was a draw. It was in the G1 last year. And like even that was a 4.5 star match. So they've never had a bad match. Last year they were my number 1, number 2, and number 3 match of the year.
And I love how they change their matches. You know.
Yeah, it's
not the same shit over and over.
Now here's my question to you: will Tanahashi kick out of the Rainmaker?
It might be time.
Might be time. As I said, like he's the only one I think can do it.
Yeah.
He's the only one that could kick out of the Rainmaker.
And can you imagine that?
Oh,
that pop.
That pop, man. Woo! I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, man. I'm getting tingles and jingles, man.
Ooh, baby. So what else is on the card?
Shinsuke Nakamura defending the IWGP Intercontinental Championship against Kota Ibushi. Fucking love it.
No, that's gonna be good.
Oh man, they had a match of the year last year, so in the G1, so this is gonna be even better, I think. Togi Makabe versus Tomohiro Ishii for the Never Openweight Championship.
That's gonna be a battle.
Stiff. Shibata and Goto taking on the Bullet Club, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows for the IWGP World Tag Team Championship. Awesome.
Yep, looking forward to that one.
Gonna be cool. AJ Styles versus Tetsuya Naito. Fun little matchup. The IWGP Junior Championship with Ryusuke Taguchi taking on Kenny Omega, the Cleaner.
That should be awesome. I'm just looking forward to seeing some Omega in New Japan.
Omega, man. Oh, he's good, man. We have the IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship on the line with Red Dragon taking on the Time Splitters, the Young Bucks, and the Forever Hooligans.
Give this time, because this should be awesome.
You wonder about high spots, man.
Oh, my.
High spots aplenty. We have Yano and the fucking greatest team ever put together by him, Marufuji and TMDK from Noah taking on Shelton Benjamin, Izuki, whatever that one fucking weirdo dude that used to Izuka, whatever, and KES. That should be pretty fucking cool.
That should be good.
Marufuji, man, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Marufuji.
Yes, and I'm trying to remember what else they have on the card. I'm forgetting something, I think. So, bam, for me, real quick.
I don't know. We don't have to worry too much about that anyway.
Okay.
But
I'm pretty sure we're missing something else on the card.
Fale's probably on there somewhere.
Who's fun? I think they're like doing the Bullet Club 6. Like,
is it KES?
No, KES is taking on
that's
Young.
right. It's...
I don't know. They got some other matches on there.
Oh. Check it out. You're gonna like it.
But I mean, like, there's 5 matches on there that I would call like that, like potential to be show stealers, and it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Commentary that you can understand.
Man, it's gonna be awesome. Speaking of New Japan, we are trying very, very hard to get caught up with New Japan reviews, but we're busy and we're kind of lazy. We get
It's
home.
that time of the year where like wrestling is kind of in a lull,
and it's
so
hard.
it's hard to get like. But we're coming back,
Yeah,
you know.
the
rumble. I'm hoping is gonna
Spark.
rumble something deep inside me.
Well, let's get in before that. So.
Yeah, that's right. So Wrestle Kingdom is gonna do it. It's gonna
Which
spark me.
we're not gonna be watching live, unfortunately, but that's because we're gonna have we're gonna be able to watch on a big screen television and enjoy it.
So the replay, but it'll be
be
awesome.
Anyone sends us spoilers will die horribly.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. We'll kill you. Kill your family too. Anything else to talk about wrestling wise? Anything at all we can think of? We got Chikara coming back pretty soon. They're gonna be doing a show in the arena with Chuck Taylor versus Icarus for the belt. That's gonna be cool.
That should be
Former
cool.
Frisk teammates. There is a rumor about ROH pulling talent from New Japan, or not New Japan, PWG, which I heard. The way I heard it was like only they're not allowing certain talent to work other indies, and that's the time they have signed to full-time contracts.
Which still sucks.
It still sucks, but I don't know. Like certain guys, I don't see. I think like certain guys like Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, they're gonna let work the full-time indies because they're not gonna let them. Like those are guys that are like they're not gonna let them.
I don't know because I think Elgin was part of the reason why they wanted to pull him anyway. So we'll see.
We'll see. ROH, don't be dicks, please. Right. Don't be dicks, ROH. That's all we want. Do we want to talk about Dragon Gate USA at all?
I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
We did watch Cage of Death.
Yeah, that was something. Black G's won the CZW title.
Yeah. Which I think he deserves that.
Absolutely. Weird ass match though with a weed whacker.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah.
It was different.
It was CZW. CZW.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah. I think they're going back to the arena sometime soon too. I think. I don't know. Who cares? I don't watch CZW.
No, I don't really follow it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they have a good match or two on a card and that we check out. It's worth checking out.
Yep.
I do like some of the guys on their roster.
They do like
Biff Music is awesome.
We love Biff.
Drew Gulak.
Yep, the juicy product, man. David Starr.
I have seen one of their matches. I've heard so much about these guys.
A lot of people think they're overrated.
Yeah, I've heard that, but they're either like really awesome or they're overrated.
They're really good. I'd love to see them. They had a match with the Bucks. I'd like to find those matches.
Oh yeah, anybody can have a good match with the Bucks. I could have a good match with the Bucks.
I don't know about that.
Awesome.
Okay.
You know we have an awesome match with the Bucks.
Well, of course we're too sweet.
Too sweet.
Well, me and you together would be awesome. You by yourself, man, that'd be fucking horrible.
Well, maybe.
This is a total package.
Okay.
Like Lex Luthor. Yeah. We're just rambling now. We should probably end this.
Okay. Well, that was running the rope.
Yeah, we're back. Expect our end of the year videos very, very soon. We're gonna film those.
We got some reviews also that we're gonna throw your way here.
We're getting back into the swing of things, But we're gonna have the end of the year, which is top 10 matches of the year, maybe just top 5. I don't know.
Probably.
Our year-end awards, and of course the best and worst of wrestling. Maybe I'll finally chop Noah. We haven't. We still haven't done that from last year.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Just
least expected. All right, take care, guys. See ya.